Down. Alright. On Friday, or our last class, okay, we did what? What types of transformations did we talk about last Friday? Translations. Okay, probably the easier ones, right? You don't think so? I thought translations were easy. Okay. Okay, yeah. Normal translations are pretty easy, but when you start talking about component and coordinate notation, that changed it a little bit. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. What's another type of transformation, Royal, besides translation? Or reflection. Okay, what's another one, Lainey? Rotation. So we have rotation, reflection, translation, right? Okay, and those all three are isometries. You guys agree with that? Okay. And then if I did this, what form is that in? What, Royal? Component form. Sometimes we call it vector notation, right? Okay, telling you that there's a vector there, right? What is this form? What? Coordinate notation. Okay, because it's in the form of a coordinate point, right? X, Y, parentheses. Okay, so that's coordinate notation. This is telling me that I'm going where? Where's this taking me? Which direction? Right. To the right 3, down 2. Good. Okay. Today, with 7.5, we're doing glide reflections and compositions. Now, we talked back in section 1. What are we talking about if they say the word glide? Slide, a translation, right? Okay, so we're still doing translations here with glide. And then what's the second part? Reflection, right? Okay, so I'm going to slide or glide it first. So I'm going to do a translation and then a reflection. Okay, and that's just all the definition is too. A glide reflection is a translation followed by a reflection. A translation followed by a reflection. Now, most of our stuff today is going to be on a coordinate plane. Okay, so if you need graph paper to take notes on, use that manila colored stuff in the middle of the shelf, please. Okay, but we're going to draw a figure up here, and we're going to apply a glide reflection to it. Okay, so we are going to translate it this far. Let's go x minus 3, y plus 4. Okay, and then we're going to reflect it in the line y equals 4. Okay, so after I draw this shape, I'm moving it left 3 and up 4, and then I'm reflecting it over the line y equals positive 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a diagram drawn up here. I like triangles, so we're going to go with a triangle. Triangle ABC. Actually, I'm going to redo that in a different color, actually. Sorry if that confuses you. All right. Okay, so I have my original triangle, and we already said we're moving it left 3, up 4. Do I have to do that to every point? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go left 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. And that point would be called what? C prime. Okay, and then A, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is A prime. Thanks, Braden. And then B, Braden, we'll have more tomorrow. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. B prime. Okay. So then now I translated it. Okay, so there I did one of my two things. Now I have to do what? I got to reflect it over the line y equals positive 4. Where is that at? Where's the line y equals 4 at? Here? Why not here? That's x. This is my x-axis. I need to go to y equals 4, and then it's what type of line, Royal? Horizontal going through y equals 4. Good. Sounds like we're kind of starting to get the hang of that, right? Okay. So, now, is it a problem that that splits my shape? No. If something's on the top and you reflect it, it goes to the bottom. If it's on the bottom, it goes. If it's right on it, it would stay the same. Okay. So here, my A prime is 1, 2, 3 units away from 4. So I need to go down 3. So this point would be A double prime. B is 1, 2, 3 units down. It needs to go 3 units up. So that would be B double prime. And then C is 1 unit down. So it needs to go 1 unit up for C double prime. And now I've reflected it. Now, so taking a look at this diagram, or what we have here on the graph, we're probably going to have quite a few things on our coordinate plane, right? Okay. What I want you to do for me, to help me out when I'm grading these assignments, is please off to the side give me the coordinates. Because when I grade it, that's what it's going to tell me. So A double prime is at 4, 1. B double prime is at 2, 7. And C double prime is at negative 2, 5. Okay, you guys see why that's going to be a lot easier for me when I have to grade 150 papers. What's that? Yeah, only do it for your last image. Don't worry about the pre-image. Don't worry about the one in the middle. Just the final image, give me the coordinates, please. Okay? Any questions on your glide reflections? Not bad, right? Could you probably have done that even without me doing an example? If I asked you to? Probably, I would guess so. Okay, now the next thing we need to talk about is just what a composition is. A composition is just any combination of transformations. Okay, maybe it's a rotation then a reflection then a translation, reflection then rotation. Okay, whatever it be, any combination in any order is going to be a composition. Now, we know that each transformation is an isometry, correct? Okay. If I do 2 of them, should it still be an isometry? Yeah. Okay, so your theorem that you have there, 7.6, says the composition theorem. If you want to write that down, you can. I'm not going to write it down up here. All it says is the composition of 2 or more isometries is an isometry. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty obvious to us. If each transformation is an isometry and then you do multiple of them, the shape's not going to change, right? It's just going to be in a different place. Head nods? Okay. Alright, so the next thing, we have 2 more graphs that I want to take a look at. Let's do a composition here real quick. Okay, we are going to, on this one, we are going to translate I don't know, x plus 2, y minus 5. And then we're actually going to rotate 90 degrees. Which direction you want to go? Clockwise. About the origin. Okay. So we're going to translate it, and then we're going to rotate it this time. So we're not doing a glide reflection. We're just going to do a translation, then a rotation. Give you guys 1 second, get that down. Okay. Let's see where I'm at here. Let's do, going clockwise. Let's put it, let's put it down here. A, B. We're just going to do a segment here. Okay. Wait a minute, we're going down. Let's move that. Sorry. Let's put it there. Okay. Alright, so we need to take this and we need to go to the right 2 and then down 5, right? X plus 2, y minus 5. Okay, so I'm going to go to the right 2 and down 5. And now I have B prime. To the right 2, down 5. Now I have A prime. Okay, so there I took care of the first part. Now when I do a rotation, Taylor Arnett, can you give me one of our rules when I rotate around the origin? What was one thing we had to do? We got to flip our coordinates. Every 90 degrees we flip our coordinates. Anybody remember the other rule? Okay, I got to decide if it's positive or negative based on which quadrant I end up in, right? Because every 90 degrees I switch quadrants also. Okay, so if I'm going clockwise, this one's a little tricky. That's not really in a quadrant, is it? But it's between 1 and 4. So when I go 90 degrees, it's going to be between 4 and 3, right? Okay, this point is at what? 2, 0. So I switch that, and it's a 0, 2, but it needs to be down here, right? Okay, so I have A double prime. Okay. And then B is going to end up in which quadrant? It's in 4 now. It's going to go to 3. And right now it's a 5 and then a 3. So over in quadrant 3, I need to go 3 and then a 5. and this would be B double prime. Okay. If it's easy enough here, if you want to just do this and put your coordinates right here on your graph, that's fine as well. Okay, because here it's a little more organized, right? Up here we had triangles kind of all over the place. If you just put coordinates on there, that'd be hard for me to find. Okay, here where it's a little more organized, you can put them on the graph if you'd like to. Or just put them off to the side if you want to, that's okay too. Whatever works for you on those. Okay, questions on that? Again, could we probably have done that without me giving any instruction? Probably. Okay, now, this next part, I don't think you could. So pay close attention to this. Flip over to page 434. Everybody there? Take a look at number 16. What's different about that we've never done? Taylor Stokes, what was that? I'm not rotating about the origin. I'm rotating around some other point, right? Okay, we've never done that before. Okay? There's some special rules. Are our rules going to be the same if I'm rotating around a point that's not the origin? No. Now, I will tell you, they will be once we change some things. Okay, so we're going to change this. So let's say that we have a triangle here. Triangle ABC. I want to rotate that triangle counterclockwise 90 degrees around that point right there. Okay, we'll call that point P. Not the origin, is it? Right? Okay. What I want you to do when you do this, and there's a few more steps here, so you got to be careful when you do these. Forget about this XY axis for a little bit. Okay, forget about it. It doesn't matter right now. Okay, we're going to imagine that this is my Y-axis and this is my X-axis. Okay, so you want to redraw your axis, XY axis. If you have a pen, that would be a good way to do this so it would stand out. Okay, if not, maybe you want to use a dashed line or something like that. Okay, but right now we're forgetting about this XY axis that they gave us. Okay, forget about that. If I'm going 90 degrees, you got a question? Go ahead. This? I would. Otherwise, it's going to be more challenging for you, I think. Okay, I would draw that so you can rotate this easier. Okay. Now my same rules apply. Because now I just have an XY axis with a figure and I'm rotating it 90 degrees. Okay, still forgetting about this black XY axis. Okay, so point C here is in quadrant 3, right? Of our new axis. Okay, of our new axis, it's in quadrant 3. So it should end up here in quadrant 2. Okay, right now it's -1, -6. So I switch that, and then a 6 comes first, and then a 1, right? Okay, but it needs to be up here, so it needs to be -6, +1. And that would be C prime. A in my new axis, or in my new axis is quadrant 4. It's going to move where? I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I said counterclockwise. Whoops. Okay. So actually here, C would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 1 would actually be right here, C prime. So I said counterclockwise, that's this way. So it actually goes from 3 to 4. A is in 4, so it's going to go to 1. Right now it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it's a 2 and then a 3. So I flip it and I get 3, 2. And that's A prime. And then B is 1, 2, 3, negative 5. So now it's going to be a 5, 3. And that would be B prime. Okay. Now, when you tell me what those coordinates are, okay, are you going to go off of P anymore? No. Okay. Now we've used P. We used our new XY axis for what we needed it for. Okay. We don't need it anymore. Okay. You don't have to erase it on your homework. Okay. But I'm going to get it out of there. Now, A prime is at 7, 4. C prime is at 10, 1. And B prime is at 9, 5. Just don't make the mistake of counting those points from here, please. Okay, that's a common mistake. Okay, so the only difference is you need to draw a new XY axis, right? Can we do that one? Okay. Any questions? I know there's not a lot there. Any questions on that lesson? Okay, that's glide reflections and compositions. Get your assignment posted up here real quick. Alright, here's your assignment.